Most of you use that as an excuse because you're wearing wigs. Oh, it's a protective hairstyle. Then you neglect your hair. You don't wash your hair. You don't moisturize. Some of you, the wigs you are wearing, you take care of it better than you take care of your natural hair. Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're seeing this beautiful face, hi guys, my name is Kenny. I create content around hair care, vlogs, a bit of fragrance content, even though it's been a while I've done one of that. But yeah, so if that looks like something you're going to be interested in seeing, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you get notified every time I have a video. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about wigs. Are wigs really a protective hairstyle? So you guys, we need to talk. Are wigs actually protecting our hair, or they are secretly ruining it? Because sometimes we feel, that we are doing our hair a favor by wearing these wigs, but sometimes we actually do some certain things that at the end of the day, it causes more harm than good to our own hair in the course of you trying to wear wigs to protect your hair. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So don't forget to, like and subscribe if you find this video helpful. So without wasting much of your time, let's get into it. So first of all, what makes a hair, or what is protective hairstyle? Protective hairstyles are hairstyles that you make to, help, keep your hair tucked away for a period of time while keeping it, moisturized, and help to, minimize manipulation. Okay, that's the important thing here. The important thing here is to, minimize manipulation. So do wigs actually tick these boxes for being a protective hairstyle? Now, let's start with the pros of wearing wigs. So the first point is, low manipulation. I'm going to give wigs their flowers because when it comes to help reducing manipulation, wigs are very good for that. Because when you have your hairs in, a protective style, which can either be, mini twist or mini braids, with your natural hair, you can also include maybe kinky extensions and all, but you guys, you will know what a protective hairstyle is. So when you have your hairs in that kind of, hairstyles, and you're wearing a wig, it helps you, keep your hands away from your hair to, avoid and reduce how well you often touch your hair, which often buttresses my point of low manipulation. So wigs are perfect for, that point of reducing manipulation. Secondly, wigs helps you to shield your hair from the weather. Okay, so let's for instance take, harmattan season here in Nigeria. It can get very dry, and if you're someone that wear your hair out a lot, you can experience breakage and lack of moisture during this period if you're not properly moisturizing your hair. So wigs are perfect for shielding our hair from harsh weather conditions, even from sunlight, because sometimes exposing your hair too much to the sun is not good. Okay, if you do your research, you will know that exposing your hair to the harsh rays of sunlight is bad for the hair. So wigs are also perfect to shield your hair from the weather conditions. So the third reason is growth potential. So if your hair is properly braided under your wigs, okay, it can help you to retain and maximize that length retention goal you might need to achieve your hair goals. Because if you're struggling to retain length, but you're always protective styling your hair, you're always on protective hairstyles, you can be able to retain length if you know the right things to do when you're wearing wigs. Okay, so that's another pro to wearing wigs as a protective hairstyle. It helps you to retain length. When it comes to length retention, it helps you to retain length. Now the last point is wigs enables you to be versatile with your hairstyles. Today you can decide to rock a bob hair, the next day you are rocking a bust down wig, or a bob, or a pixie cut, anything. Wigs help you to be versatile with your hairstyle. You can decide to switch up your looks as frequent as possible. Now, let's go to the cons. This is where some of you actually miss it when it comes to wigs. Let's get to the cons of, wearing wigs as a protective hairstyle. You can overdo it when it comes to wigs as a protective hairstyle. So the first point is neglecting your hair. Most of you use that as an excuse because you're wearing wigs. Oh, it's a protective hairstyle. Then you neglect your hair. You don't wash your hair. You don't moisturize. You basically neglect it. Some of you, the wigs you are wearing, you take care of it better than you take care of your natural hair. And it shouldn't be so. That's the reason why, and that's one of the cons to wigs as a protective hairstyle. It makes some of you, it makes you lazy. And when you're lazy with your hair, best believe you're not going to be able to take care of your hair or achieve your hair goals at all, because you have the perfect excuse to neglect your hair, which shouldn't be so. So that's the first point. So the next con of wearing wigs is the tight braiding underneath. Now, you must have heard this 1,000 times. If a hairstyle is too tight, it can cause tension on your hair, especially on your edges, and that can lead to, traction, alopecia. You can end up with thinning and, bald edges. So you don't want your braiding underneath your wigs to be too tight, okay? And that's something I normally struggle with, because if you're not making your hair yourself, and maybe you probably go to a salon. That's why I always say hairdressers are not your best friend. When you tell them to, just do a simple all back for you, sometimes most of them are not good with braiding, hairs like in big sections. They are so used to making hairstyles in very tiny, sections, and that can cause tension on your edges. It can cause tension and make you, bald around your hairline, or make your edges, your hairline, it can make it recede, and you can end up with bald edges and thinning edges. So you want to make sure your braids underneath are not too tight, okay? So my third point is wig adhesives and frictions. Now this is where you people, like, you miss it totally. Like, you would see people saying, oh, but wigs are protective hairstyles, and they are getting frontals installed. How? Make it make sense, please. Auntie Folake, how is that protecting your edges? How is it? Because most times I get questions from people saying, oh, what can they use for their edges? What can they use for their edges? This the issues. When you are installing frontals every two market days, there is no way you're going to have, and that's why I said making sure that, your braids, or if you're not braiding, some people wear their wigs on just their hairs packed. I mean, I do it. So you cannot be getting frontal wigs every time. All these wig adhesive, they are not good. Even that band that they put on your head, that your hairline that they are using to, the friction on your hairline is too much friction. You don't need that, honestly. And that's where a lot of you miss it. That's where a lot of you miss it. So if you want to wear wigs, of which not a lot of us are, wig supporters. I'm not saying I don't like wigs, but if you decide you want to wear wigs to protect your hair, guys, get glueless wigs, or get, yeah, they are glueless wigs that you don't have to use, glue, or lay your frontals. All that is too much, okay? You want to get glueless wigs if you are at least going to use wigs to, you're going to use it as an excuse to protect your hair. I have my controversies on this, but yeah, if you're going to wear wigs, make sure it's glueless, okay? You cannot be doing frontals and expect your edges, your hairline to look the same way. It's not possible, my sister. So glueless wigs for the win. So my last point is sweating and lack of scalp care. So most times when you guys wear most of these frontal wigs, and you are someone that is active, you go to the gym, or you sweat a lot, and you are not washing your hair. If your hair is in a frontal, how are you going to wash your hair? Because most times the gunk, that even the build up you have from, frontals, when you guys do makeup and all that, just on your skin, not to not talk of your scalp, where you've like installed the wigging. Or that's why even sewings, I'm not really, it's not like I'm not a fan, but sewings can be, they can be tricky. Do you get? Because you might not be able to, properly cleanse your scalp. They say you can wash sewings, that's fine, but I'm neither here nor there with sewings. So make sure, whatever wig you are putting on, you are able to have access to your scalp, so you can, take care of your scalp. Scalp health is very, very important, because that is where, you grow, that's where your hair grows from. So you want to make sure it's clean, it's not full of build up, because build up can stunt the growth rate of your hair, because there is, it's like the pores in your scalp is clogged, and there is nothing that can make it, receive air to, do what it's meant to do. So basically, you don't want to be walking around with a dirty, clogged up scalp. Okay, so my point, and to summarize all this up, I would say wigs are, they are good avenues, or they are good protective hairstyles, but depending on how you know you're able to make it work for you. If you're someone that you just use it as an excuse to, neglect your hair, in the sake of you are protective styling your hair, but you are not retaining any length, because some of you, these wigs, they look better than your own hair. You take care of them way better than you actually take care of your hair, which shouldn't be so. So if you're using wigs as a protective hairstyle, make sure you're taking care of your hair, make sure you're taking care of your scalp. It is very, very important. I don't have anything against wigs. They're actually better than, braids like this, but you have to do it right if you really want to see, results with your hair. So we have come to the end of this video. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.